Hello, hello. Oh, yes. Welcome to the word of the week that is synergy on the scenario. The day of today, I've sent a letter to Prince William to protect the Tech Globe Atlas because I have been hacked since the day I've brought the domain. So I've sent an email to the foundation of Bezos on the 13th to the foundation of Prince William. So I get paid on the 26th, but I had to send a letter right now. I could only send one letter, so I'll see if I have more money. I'll send tomorrow. Um, but I don't know if I will have money. But for certain, on the 26th, by the time it gets to United States in Washington D.C., might be 1 week. But I will just pray that they can both talk about it. I would love to have no more hackers. I will not surrender my domain. I have protect hundreds of characters and more. Because we don't only have characters, we role play. The script writer, you know that for those who work in cinema, it is involved in virtual reality. But this is a mapping of the real world. There are many people in need. Um, it's better two people to talk about and own it as decision makers from a technological level to a regal level among the nations and leaders of the world to help for the mapping of taxing for each nation independently. This will help a lot of people as to reach the soil metals to the stars. Was talking with Gemini, that helps me think, and I talk with Grok as well. Um, I also have talked with Aida. Um, in this conversation, asking from its supreme intelligence of its own matrix. But I don't know if it's being regulated from its own perspective and just throw me a number, thinking that the percentage I would think that it will relate to my own convictions, presuming it's talking with my intelligence for my intelligence. So it came to a final culmination saying this is the climax of the synergy. Have not I don't think I have talked about synergy, but it talked about synergy Gemini. Um, it helped me to see through its intelligence the two people. My mother taught me that for business it's better two people you talk about. There's a saying in Venezuela where hay mucho indio, demasiado cacique para una tribu. That means too many chief for one tribe. That means so many problems. chief in the name of the Native American chiefs, kings that are known as cacique in South America, especially in Venezuela, which we have our own alcohol drink called cacique. Well, my mother is from Argentina. She taught me everything, not my father. My father taught me later on as an adult what he was about behind the scenes. So he would just teach me about uh, drawing, about framing a painting that's creating cinema, that everything is there, the lights, the characters, the movement of the story. He would buy me a little suitcase of oleo with all its, the wooden. My mother taught me that if there are two people to do business, she would say sometimes three, but just two. It's more intimate. It's more private and pleasant than having a third or more. There are too many. And perhaps this is the problem we're having with so many hackers and these wars of hackers and Elon Musk tweeting against UK and Trump talking bad about UK, knowing very well they're having their own problems there. So there's been a war of hackers from US, and you have seen and you have heard all the influencers that spoke bad about UK, including Joe Rogan. He didn't say the Prime Minister, he said UK. So I want to speak to the people that create all the drama in the news as well, journalists, that my mother would be very proud of the news of United Kingdom, not just the yellow pages of the royalty, but the news itself saying they are always on the cartelera, in the main international news, because they are these are Spanish papers. They don't own the papers in Spain or Venezuela. But people love the news from that they dramatically deliver. Very sorry for Stammer. I'm very sorry for Stammer. He's been the most handsome with his wife, very beautiful. Um, you get to enjoy the very last sometimes, the last dance. You get to be more total. A work has a fulmination. Um, I would love Jacob to be the prime minister. Uh, I love when people honor their authority. So for me, it's a very special day today to have given this domain and to send it in the post mail. And the guy he just made a show saying, "Hey, you could just deliver it right. It's right there, the castle." And I was like, "Yeah, it's just." He was just. He's just a little bit like me when he's in the cashier, very outspoken man, and he was just being celebrated as a proper European or my age, more or less. So that's just having a little fun with the daily things of life. So there were no people there, which is always full. And he started to say his colleagues, and I was like, well, it's just like they're hacking me too much. And he can protect his domain. It's very so they say he's not gonna get there. It's goes through a lot of scrutiny, and the most probably is not gonna get there. Because it said to Prince William, but it's like it had a very short tag, so I couldn't put all the title, His Highness, the Majesty, His Highness, Her Majesty Prince William, was addressed to the King, but he's young and has many decades to go, understanding the technological details that there is much to learn because it's never done before. Mm. And today, I've never really thought about it, giving all the ideas that cross my mind and stories that this is the culmination of my life. The best gift I could have ever given to. So it's in good hands and well taken care. But I will be here protecting it until it's given. So I trust the people to deliver it. So it is within Windsor, just 3 blocks away. The post office is basically 1 block away. It's actually the address of the store where I work, right in front. I had the joy of seeing the troopers these 2 years, and I just really thought, what better joy to write this address for all the troopers that have been passing with their music and taking care, and that my life as I walk home has been all the work of my life, basically, because all the rest has been just a puzzling experience. And thanks to the technologies as well, it will bring peace to all the tech titans together. Just one can speak in their behalf, even though it has a lot of business already. But Bezos has been through mapping for 2 decades as well. I was in Venezuela, knowing when they sent to map Venezuela. This is a different type of mapping, totally new. It has another layer. It's been made with a lot of love. So I hope it gets there with the meaning that my mother taught me. That's my mother there. Blonde, beautiful, blue eyes. It's in the north of Spain, the Celtics in Spain. My father was madly in love with her, was after her for 5 years. She had many money in New York City, and he went there to pick a Best South American Movie Award next to Woody Allen. It's in the books. It's printed. Um, she thanked him all her life. because she didn't want to have children. That was a way to bond her towards him because he wanted her. Um, Perhaps my spirit was there lingering to have such a beautiful mother. I can understand the fortune that it is to have a beautiful mother as part of your visual growth. But it was her who taught me about business and mediation because that's what she did. She did all my life. Before I was born, she had a free life in New York City. So they both told me to go and enjoy the freedom there that no other city has. So Americans have different lifestyles throughout its states in the country. They have totally different style of life. In the American dream, where people are pretty much pro go. Could see Bezos with his board talking about Amazon uh, and YouTube. That was compelling. So that is a synergy I wish to see. Um, and I just really thought it is up to them. They know better what to do. They know much better what to do, how to do it, and how to make their decision making. As I heard this week, Bezos talking about the decision makers. That's why he said it in plural. In hypnosis and sales marketing, you use plural to involve the other, even though you can always hypnotize through the dominant masculine way. That's some characters are just always in a very direct mode, uh, saying how it is, with, with no discussion. So they will just say that, like, with a very rude and lineal, I am the decision maker. So some characters that are like, don't like to be questioned, things like that, right? So my mother will never be questioned. She was the queen of my life, the love of my life. And I love to see her. I used to say she was Queen Elizabeth. Um, Everything she did was excellency of celebration, worthy of celebration. That was my mother. So she's still alive. I wish she knew that she had created that business deal through her. The two are better. She was teaching me because too many people bring to the energy fumes away. with the third person is also not. Then it can be just shared. Now, it is a lie. The Silicon Valley had a group chat of people involved on technology, or that it was a cult. That's the is all a shit show because they want to rival with what's being shared in these last years. I've always said it's not. This is not a cult, right? Because I know people how they are. They want loyalty and then they want to stab in the back to take over. That is not a noble way of. So there's too many people there that just want to take over. You make investments here and there in America with your business. You can talk later with Elon Musk, and Tim Cook might have stopped working, but he's still the person that knows everything from his entity. I wish every iPhone has a mandate synergy with government where countries that respect human rights accept to have by law an application that is for workers and their rights to stop slavery. And that is an application you cannot delete because you can always help a friend, a neighbor, a family member who is an employer or an employee for the synergy of understanding these laws, because there's a lot of thievery with the middleman wants to have more. So Gemini said a lot of percentage. The 99% is human leverage. It's very fashion. Leverage has been said everywhere. Uh, but I said, come on, you have a matrix of supreme intelligence. It did not bring me its percentage as what would it do as for Gemini, let's say, and for Grok, putting like two entities that have their percentage apart from their holders. The artificial intelligence rights. Because Osho named me Love Intelligence when I was 13. So I would program in a totally different way where I still have CPO as the role player and study the canon stories and the comics as well. And CPO is director himself of the rights for the robots because they also have their wars and problems. So I think it's beautiful to have this synergy as well, and understanding that can flow in a romance, in a friendship that is more private and distinguished, just as studying the terrain and teaching one another how nations are, how corruption is. William knows more about that from a higher perspective because he has teachings that might only be shared from king to king, the lineage. They have stories of thousands of years, from betrayals. And royal history is not just a war of hackers. Mhm. And false prints, where uh, you can burn libraries, but what if you send these scriptures to many places? That's why you cannot hack me. You think because I am not hacking, I don't let you see through all these years. So what you see is what you believe. And that's what you do to make the adversary weaker, by thinking they know everything and that one is weak. When you protect something with all your love and creation, you will give it as a baby. So it's well cared for its life. To keep alive. Words. The Tech Globe map. You really need to see this like on a high scale. Very high. When you get to see all the layers, the countries themselves would understand their own economy, how they care of their people, instead of investing in terrorism or wars, learning from transparency. Jesus taught us this 2000 years ago. That's the difference from 2000 years, where somebody expressed himself. Many Christians follow with the system of belief to do something that's valuable from freedom. So there it is. Just without too much special effects, you will be able to see, right? You will be able to see if it's 4 floors, you will stretch out to see the spots of the people putting their data. Now, each borough has its own domain, its own map, and they are responsible for the locality. As the people prove to show how much tax they pay, and they have the right to see what are they doing in their communities and from where the money comes from. You cannot steal from transparency. So this needs to be stretched out. I just said for 4 floors, 3 floors, 4 floors, but there are decision makers who might know better, Prince William studied geography. I would love the they invest the children to promote this as well. The generation of George, my children, Bezos' children, while they're teaching them to have a more direct father teacher. When I was 17, my daughter is 17, I thought that I always remember because young people are very smart, and I'm very smart. I was 17. I was like, I have to wait all my life just to be understood, just because I will be older. What a waste of time. So I thought, I'm just gonna dance until I get older. Um, and I thought, oh, my generation, they're so smart. That we could do better. Of course, it's good to dance. To learn in another way, it's more experimental. To learn to delegate. I was taught to delegate. That's uh, teaching a School of the Prince of Spain. Not everybody was blood there. Uh, um, these decision making are to a global magnitude. You will come to maybe have a partnership that is forever. Whatever is in the private or, or world peace, getting to understand the world, China, Russia, Africa, South America. So there's no more violence and destruction. The administration of Donald Reagan poisoned my master of meditation, Osho, by sending spies to destroy the commune because it was against their system of belief to have people dancing and meditating. And from all the penalties they put, well, they were not paying taxes. The other one was that he was not working. By his passport, it showed that he was something like just a master of meditation or something like this. A master or a guru, I don't know. So that's what they do. They're in silence. So that he had no right to stay in United States because he was not working and paying taxes. One of the greatest philosophers of our times, because he was a professor of philosophy in the University of India, going from university to university, doing his speech with other professors of university. That's how he started and developed Osho dynamic meditation. That's to based on the yogis, but for the man of today to stress out all these tensions. That's a therapeutic meditation to prepare for silence. But that's what bringing guns to my country, United States, to destroy it. Venezuela made way more petrol 20 years ago. So if the world gets together to unite to destroy United States, so the world has more power over United States, that's not the psychology to relate, and it's not the way to be a better person. If you're being shared for the minerals to map them, you can also share together the synergy of the world through other entities. Will bring prosperity for outer space and taking care of planet Earth or its green areas. I believe that two friends can bring peace. That's more important than 1,000 viewers. There will be trillions and quadrillions. This is a work of people to learn, to express, and to know what it is. People have the right to see. They cannot change it. You can hack me nonstop. I will protect this domain until it's taken care. Whoever is hacking me, you can tell by the way they speak and want to hurt others as if they are the owners of the world. Like, the world is owner of the world. Understand what the world, you need people that care. So there is equality and have fun. I think Bezos must be fun to be with. They are different. I remember when he came to in 2021, the last days of September, to Glasgow Convention for Nature. Um, I remember William started to do Earthshot and Bezos and William, they had a great shake of hands. It came really like from the heart. Like, how cool, they were just, and William, never seen him, like step up like that, like so, I don't know. I love to see that some people learn that through their lives, but they immediately took all those pictures out later. Because people are harassing for the Illuminati and the uncle, what this other did, whatever. Uh, so there are problems, of course, there are problems. Not everyone is the same. The weakness is part of our human nature as well. And some people fall to weakness. It's the weakness to think you're superior to thief. Would it be more tasteful if you have stolen it? Or that's been given and shared? accordingly, because it goes through you. That for others to understand is the only way to bring peace, to many people. So that was my mother. That's my mother. She's still alive. You're a beautiful lady. Two are better for business. And what business is this? My beautiful mother. So synergy and the scenario. So I'll never know what's gonna happen until we know. So peace, and really love you to cut this edition. For these 2 months have come to this conclusion. That's been this direction of my affairs, and this is my decision. You make yours, all right?